Previously on Adventure They Wrote.
My name is Odra Dyersbane, and I wish to hire you to find the person responsible for the murder of my husband. His name was Grukkan Axehaft, the head of the Luskan crime family. He was killed outside of the Jade Dancer 3 days ago. He was shot with a crossbow by a man in a cloak who was riding a horse.
Well, we got our who, our what, our where, our when, and our how. So now we just need to know why.
They call it the City of Splendors, Jewel of the North. And what a jewel it is. Masked lords and tavern brawls, excitement and danger around every corner. Cutthroat cartels trying to make their way to the castle ward, nobility sneaking off with tawdry knights in the south. Indeed, to some, it's the City of Splendors. To everyone else, it's simply Waterdeep.
We're going to pick back up. Selene and the Countess are outside the Jade Dancer. And while the part of the southern ward that Doran, Gilly, and Max were in was sort of going to bed for the night, this area of the southern ward is picking up. People are kind of laughing and carousing in the streets. They're heading in and out of the Jade Dancer. And it's all manner of people. People in kind of plain common clothes, and then some people in sort of like fancier noble type clothes. Everyone is kind of all hanging out together.
So Fletch, since the Countess has been to the Jade Dancer before, would it be safe to say that she was a regular for a bit and possibly knows some of the nobility there?
That's possible. Yeah.
Yeah. Does Selene notice anyone that she's worked with in the past?
Yeah, there are a handful of people. You recognize kind of like the bouncer outside of the club, and some of the other staff that are kind of hanging out, chatting with people. Is
this a place where tieflings would frequent, or would Selene be standing out a bit?
She would be standing out a bit in the fact that she is a tiefling, but kind of her background as a lounge singer and entertainment for a lot of these venues, people are used to her.
Well, Madam Countess, would you like to go in? I suspect we can find a few folks we recognize and maybe get a little bit of insight on what they've been up to lately.
Oh, absolutely, my dear. The Countess loops her arm through Celine's and just says, "You're going to be such a treat in there for some of the nobility. I'm sure they've never even."
Looking forward to giving them a show.
Jeez, you guys.
We start wandering towards. Does anybody say anything to us?
The bouncer actually greets you with kind of like a big grin. He's like, "Hey, Selene, back in town?"
Oh, yes. We've been looking into some interesting things happening in the area. Have you seen Grukkan Axehaft?
Oh, you're talking about that guy what took the crossbow bolt to the neck?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was standing like right next to him when that happened.
Oh, well, I bet that was fun to watch.
No, it wasn't. He got hit in the neck with a crossbow and he died.
Did you...
Who is this guy?
Oh, that sounds absolutely gruesome. Please do tell us the details.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing so hard that I'm crying a little bit.
It's your fault.
Oh, don't cry, my dear. It's fine.
And thus, the Waterdeep dicks were no more.
Yeah. He says, Grukkan, he came out here and he would hang out all the time. And then he showed up like 3 days ago, but he looked real serious. He wasn't having a good time. And then when he came out, he got shot in the neck with a crossbow and he died.
Ugh. Did he come in with anyone?
The bouncer, he looks around a little bit. He's like, nah, but he might have came in to see someone. If you know what I mean.
It wasn't Jessica, was it?
I don't know who that is.
Figures. Did you notice who it was that shot him? Can you describe the person?
Yeah, it was a guy on a horse.
Was he wearing anything of notable appearance?
He, looks at you for a few seconds and he goes, like a cloak?
Yes, like a cloak.
Yeah, he was wearing a cloak.
Did he have any symbols on his cloak?
No, it was all black.
Black cloak. Could you see his face?
No, it was inside the cloak.
Okay, Countess. I don't think, unfortunately, my friend is going to be of much help here. Maybe we should venture in to see who he was meeting.
Absolutely. Charmed to have met you, my dear.
Hey, you too, lady.
Don't let him touch you. Just keep going.
Okay, so you head in. The Jade Dancer is it's a pretty, it's a nice establishment. It's not seedy. It's not like the bar from Roadhouse or anything with people throwing bottles around and stuff. It's a nice club where people are drinking and laughing. There's some music playing, and everyone just seems to be having a good time.
Excellent.
I think the Countess would like to look for any of the nobility that she might have known during her time here and try to engage with them in a bit of gossip, because she's read up quite a bit on the underpress at this point, and she'd just like to see if she can find anyone who has more information.
Yeah, absolutely. So you see a few sort of younger nobles that kind of got into the scene after you did, and so the name of the Countess is kind of not necessarily legend for these people, but they sort of followed you into the world, and so they might kind of look up to you as a influencer.
All right. So she'll join the young group and introduce Selene. Oh, my dears, it's so lovely to see you. How have you all been?
They do they're kind of in awe a little bit. They're like, oh wow, it's the Countess, cool. And they say, we're great, the Countess, how are you doing?
Oh, absolutely charmed. Have you met Selene here? Isn't she delightful?
Yeah, so if they're in awe of you, they're shocked to see you with a tiefling. You're blowing their minds, and now all of them are thinking about how they have to go out and get tiefling friends to get to that level and to piss off their parents.
The Countess would like to huddle in and whisper about gossip and just maybe just spew off a few things that she had read from the underpress, as though she had an in on the goings-on of what's going on in Waterdeep.
Yeah, they're super happy to engage you with Waterdavian gossip, and they are happy to talk about kind of some of the subtler court intrigue that's happening amongst the noble families. Mm-hmm. Roll a charisma check.
Oh, not very good at all. It's an 8.
Okay, so yeah, they're not as impressed with you as they were previously, but they are happy to kind of give you...
what if I do a charisma check to see if I can impress them by, putting my tail around her, showing our friendship in front of them?
Yeah, do it. not 23.
Not 23.
But it's a 9.
Yeah. No, they are still impressed with you, but it's all kind of the normal court gossip. This person is cheating on this person with that person, that kind of thing. You don't get anything that you think is pertinent to the case or particularly insightful.
I think at that point, the Countess would like to bring up the fact that, I've come back because I have heard the juiciest tidbit that Grukkan Axehaft, head of the Luskan crime family, he recently perished here. The crossbow bolt through his head. All
the nobles kind of get a little quiet, but one of them, who's maybe had a little bit more to drink than the others, nods enthusiastically. This is a young man who is... You get the impression that he's having, like, his first night of freedom away from his parents, and he's kind of, like, losing his mind a little bit over it, and drinking probably a little bit too much. He's got, rosy cheeks and a red nose, and he says, yeah, I was here that night when that happened. Man, that was wild. He got shot right in the neck. It was crazy.
That sounds absolutely crazy and fascinating. Do tell all the details. The Countess is also going to order some fancy sort of wine, like a many cherries wine or something, for him and some of her friends as well.
Yeah, he seems extra willing to help out after that. He says, yeah, he was in here and he got in a fight with that girl, and then he left and he looked real mad, but then as soon as he got outside, he got shot in the neck and he died.
Oh yes, that girl of his. And she's Countess snaps her fingers. What was her name? It's on the tip of my tongue.
He goes, yeah, the bard, the one that sings here.
Yes.
Tree Girl or something like that. I don't know.
Something like that. Oh, I wish someone could jog my memory. And she sort of looks around at the rest of the nobles.
Talia, go ahead and roll an insight check.
Okay.
So you remember a girl that was getting started kind of singing in the clubs around that time, that had a name that was like Tree, but you don't remember what the full name, but you do remember seeing her.
Countess, I think I might know who these folks are talking about. Perhaps we should go talk to the bartender to see if she's been around lately.
Oh yes, that sounds lovely. I need to get to the bottom of all this. Oh, my dears, I have some exciting news. I'm part now, get this, of the Waterdeep Detective Agency. So if you have any, criminal activity that you need investigated, please do reach out. You know where to find me.
The drunk noble goes, wait, you're a Waterdeep dick?
Oh, my. Detective Agency.
Okay.
Waterdeep Detective Agency.
Yeah, okay. He goes back to he gets his wine, the wine that you ordered him, and he digs into that.
And the Countess will, bid her adieus and follow Selene.
So you get up to the bar, and the bartender sees you coming, and he kind of lights up too. He recognizes you from your time in the club too. So as you approach, he says, "Hey, Selene, we haven't seen you around in a while."
Yeah, I've started a new gig here. I'm working with the Waterdeep Detective Agency to investigate some, strange crimes. And in fact, we're on a case right now. Have you heard anything about... Oh, what was that bard girl that came in? It was like a while back, and she kept getting visited by the Grukkan Axehaft?
Oh yeah, you're talking about Trieste.
Trieste, right. She was, she seemed like she had some opportunities ahead.
Yeah, she was a great talent. I don't know, I haven't seen her around lately.
Sounds like she must have had a little thing with Grukkan. Do you know what happened the night that he got killed?
He looks around, he's like, I don't know anything about that. You don't need an insight check to know that he's lying. He's dodging. Yeah.
Oh, come on. Let's share a whiskey. We can talk about this.
He says, listen, Selene, don't you bat those baby reds at me. I think you have red eyes, because you're a tiefling.
I have green eyes.
Green eyes? But... baby greens. Those baby green eyes. Don't you bat those baby greens at me.
She looks back at him. She strokes him with her tail. Come on. You know you want to tell me.
Roll a persuasion check.
24.
Okay. This is ridiculous. I'm going on record. This is like the 6th 20 plus roll that we've had. This is a little crazy. Did you roll a 20?
I rolled a 19, but
Okay.
I have a +5.
Okay. So you stroke him with the tail, and he like shudders a little bit. Not like a bad shudder, like a good shudder. And then he like sort of looks around a little bit, and he leans in. It's okay. Look, between you and me, Grukkan and Trieste had a thing going on. I don't know what happened, but the night that he died, he came in, got into a fight. He left. He got shot. She left. Haven't seen her since. So I don't know what's up.
Right.
Kat and Talia, I both want you to roll a perception check.
Got an 18.
18 also.
Shut up.
The Countess is going to message Selene and see if she can get where Trieste lives in Waterdeep, or at least the area.
Do you know where Trieste was living while she was working here?
He says, yeah, the club keeps a couple apartments just down the street. I know she was staying in one of those. I don't know if the boss has gone to check on her yet because we've been a little busy with the murder and everything, but that's where she was the last time I heard from her.
Has anything happened since the murder? Anything strange or out of the ordinary?
We got an influx of these nobles coming in, wanting to, talk about how dangerous they are, to come to the club where the mob boss got hit. But other than that, no, nothing too out of the ordinary. You know the way this place is.
All right. Well, thanks again for all of your help.
He like gives you a wink. He's like, you got it, Selene. Blink. And then he goes back to cleaning out mugs with a rag.
So Selena's going to turn back to the Countess and say, Madame Countess, I believe it is time for us to continue to the apartments to see if we can find Trieste.
Yes, let's.
Okay, so you head out. As you leave, the bouncer's like, hey, see you later, Selene. You'll come back, right?
Of course.
Okay, bye.
To me that easily.
As you get to the apartments, the ones that the bartender talked about, I want you to make another perception check.
19.
13.
Selene, you notice that the street has gotten very quiet. One might hazard a guess to say too quiet.
Countess, one might be watching us right now. Seems unusually still for the area.
Oh my. Do you think we're going to have a bit of fun?
Oh, I hope so.
The Countess puts her hand on Selene's shoulder and says, good luck, my dear, and gives her blessing of the trickster, which gives you advantage on dexterity stealth checks for an hour.
Why don't Selene and the Countess head towards the apartment? Can I do one more, probably perception check just to see if I can notice anybody around us? That might be...
Like anything out of the ordinary?
Anything out of the ordinary around us. That's a nat 20.
Okay.
This is the best game I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, so you actually see... With a nat 20, I'm inclined to, you see someone, peering around the corner of an alleyway, and then when you see him, he sort of, his eyes get wide, and then he, very slowly, draws back into the alleyway, as if he thinks that if he moves really slow, you won't see him.
All right, I'm gonna head towards him and confront him. Hey there, buddy. What are you doing back there?
So he jumps, but then a guy across the street comes out of an alleyway, and he says, "You've been asking too many questions, and you gotta stop."
Aw, but I'm having so much fun.
As am I, my dear.
Yeah, but you gotta stop, though. You've been asking too many questions.
Oh, we're just two ladies out on the town.
He goes, "No, because you've been asking questions, though."
What questions are you talking about?
Questions about that guy. That Grukkan guy. You've been asking questions about him.
That's my job. Didn't you know we're from the Waterdeep Detective Agency?
He says, yeah, but my job is to make you stop asking those questions, though.
Oh, sweetie.
Oh, and who's your employer, my dear?
He goes, nice try. I ain't gonna tell you that.
Well, then why ever should we believe you?
Because...
do go on.
Listen. You gotta stop asking those questions, okay? That's it. Just stop asking those questions.
Celine's gonna walk towards him and cast Charm Person on him.
Okay.
Alright, so she's gonna have to sing. I put a spell on you.
Okay, so Hooligan gets a wisdom save against your charm person, which he fails. So now he's your buddy.
Great. All right, friend. I know you are concerned about what we've been doing, but obviously we're not harming anyone. Can't you just tell us who's told you to keep us from getting more answers?
He grins. He's like, I really shouldn't, though.
Oh, we won't tell anybody.
Yeah, but I don't want to lose my job.
Oh, I assure you, you'll be fine.
You promise?
I promise.
2 more guys kind of come out, like the first guy that was scared and the other guy, and they're like, what are you doing, man? Like, shut up. But he says,
The Countess and Selene do it again.
Yep.
We're getting that silver.
Yes.
He says, yeah, my boss told me to come out here and threaten ya. My boss told us to watch the bar, and anyone that was asking about that guy, though, that we would come and encourage them to stop asking about that guy. So that's what we did. We came out here to try to get you to stop asking questions about that guy.
Oh, sure. I understand. But who is your boss again?
Oh, my boss is Emery.
Emery. Oh, I remember him. What was his last name?
Oh, he just got the one.
He just got the one name?
He just got the one.
All right. Well, where is Emery right now?
Probably back at the office, though.
Where's the office?
Back at the office.
Oh, come on, sweetie. You know you can tell me how to get there. You're only wasting our time.
The other 2 draw their swords behind you.
Oh, hold on now, gents.
And they're like, nah, this ends now.
There's no need to be hostile. We haven't done anything. Can I roll a persuasion? Or do you want me to roll initiative?
The Countess is of the braver of the 2. She's going to put her hand up and say, enough of this, my dear. We are quite dangerous if pressed. And she is going to cast Command and command him to grovel.
Okay.
What happens when you put the tall team together.
Yeah.
He needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Another wisdom saving throw. Also, don't think for a second that it's lost on me that the 2 women are like dominating their opponents through sheer mental will.
Always play to your strengths.
He saves.
I was trying to convince him earlier that if I sang into the microphone that I could cast a spell of Charm Person on the whole club, but he wouldn't let me. Thought it would save us some time.
Mass charm.
Yeah.
Mass charm.
Yeah, so
Sanderson Sisters style.
Yeah,
A club is a single target.
Boom.
okay, so he shakes off the command and then moves to attack you. So you both have to roll initiative now.
Okay.
The Countess got an 8.
And Selene got a...
Okay, so The first guard that you tried to command, Countess, attacks you. What's your armor class?
14.
He misses. The second tries to attack Selene. He also misses. And now it is Selene's turn.
All right. I still have this other guy charmed, right?
Yes.
Do I know his name?
No.
Okay. Hey, friend. Can you help us out here? See if I can send him in first.
I don't think a charmed
Can't persuade
person
him like
will attack his other friends because of the charm spell.
that. Okay.
That's correct. They will not necessarily betray their friends or put themselves in danger for you, but they will. But they basically treat you like a good friend or acquaintance.
Yeah.
All right. Then instead, I am going to rip out my rapier and swing at the guy that swung at me. That is a 16.
That hits.
Okay. Oh, that's a 3.
Okay.
The one time I roll a 1.
Countess, your turn.
The Countess is rather flustered that her charm person or command didn't work. So she's going to reach out to the one who it failed on and going to reiterate the fact that you will feel rather a nasty hit here. And she attacks with inflict wounds and gets a 23.
Nice.
Sure she does.
Those new
that's
dice are
absolutely what
good.
she gets.
And so pretty.
I bet she does 23 damage too.
Well, it's 3d10 necrotic damage, so we'll see how much damage this is.
Jeez. So she could realistically do 23 damage.
Yeah.
If she does 23 damage, I don't even know how we continue.
10, 14, and 20 damage.
Okay. At least it wasn't 23. No, he's dead. He melts into like a puddle of flesh
Goo.
and goo.
The Countess just sort of like dusts her hands off and just sort of looks between the two remaining ones. I am a woman of my word.
You sure are. Okay, the charmed one manages to break free from the charm spell. And so now it is the turn of the surviving bandit that did not get melted or charmed. And he takes a swing at Cat and misses.
This wily old Countess is like, she's got all the moves. She's like swinging around.
Yeah. Selene, your turn.
All right. I'm going to cast Ray of Frost at both of them. It has a 60-foot range. 12.
A 12 misses.
Oh.
Countess, your turn.
She's going to go for the one that Selene befriended and sort of take her hands up in the air before her and sort of mark in the air and say the word, "I'm feeling lucky." She's casting Sacred Flame, and the bandit needs to make a dex save throw.
He does not.
All right. That's 6 radiant damage.
Okay. Now it is the previously charmed bandit's turn, and he attacks Selene. And he hits for 8 damage.
Ooh, feisty.
Now it's that first guard's, or bandit, rather, that first bandit's turn. And he is attacking the Countess. 13, right?
14 is my armor class.
Oh,
Mine's
14.
13.
Oh, he misses then. Selene.
Okay. Well, I'm going to swing at both of them again. Because I believe they both deserve it now that they've tried to hit me and or hit me.
So this is Ray of Frost again?
Yeah. Just so everyone knows, I rolled a 24.
Nice.
Oh,
23.
Not a 23.
Nice.
I'm assuming they're not going to beat that.
24 will indeed hit. So the previously charmed
Yes,
one.
yep.
Go ahead and roll a 1d8 for your damage.
That was a 1.
Oh. Countess, your turn.
Countess is going to continue feeling lucky, repeat her word, and cast her hands forward, and this flame-like radiance descends on the bandit. And he needs to make a dex saving throw again.
He makes it.
Because he's cold now.
The charm bandit goes, and he makes an attack against Talia. He misses. Now the main bandit goes, he makes an attack against the Countess. He hits for 6 damage.
Oh.
Selene, your turn.
All right, Madame Countess. I think I've had enough of this. I'm going to turn around and hit the charmed one with my rapier. That is a 15.
Yep, that hits.
Gets hit for 4.
4 damage. He goes down.
Nice.
Countess, your turn.
One fellow left. The Countess is going to repeat the word lucky again. But this time she's going to cast Word of Radiance. And the remaining bandit needs to make a Constitution saving throw this time.
He makes it. It is the bandit's turn. He makes another attack against the Countess and misses. So it is Selene's turn now.
Turn back around. Swing at him with here. 11.
Miss. Countess.
Oh my.
These fellows seem feistier than I thought they were.
Indeed. Not feeling particularly lucky tonight. We'll have to say a prayer later. She's going to take her, so she's got a scepter. It looks like it's like this gilded, beautiful art piece, but it is like a mace, and she's going to swing at the bandit. 11.
Miss.
Slippery little man.
Bandit also misses. Riveting stuff, folks. Riveting stuff. This is why the listeners tune in.
Right.
For 3 people slap fighting in a street. Unable to do anything to anyone.
Oh no. I was going to try to hit him with my rapier, but I hit 11 again.
All right, Countess, your turn.
All right, let's... This time she's just going to steady herself, focus, put her hands together. Timora, be with me. And again, push her hands forward. Flame-like radiance comes out, and she's casting Sacred Flame, and he needs to make a dex saving throw.
He does not make his saving throw.
Phew.
Damage. We have damage happening.
That would be 3.
He looks bloodied. Takes another swing at you, Cat. He hits you for 4 damage. Selene.
I'm going to do a Ray of Frost at him.
Okay.
Yes. 22.
Yes. That hits.
That does it. You better go down this time, man. All right. This is it's 2.
Oh, God.
He does not go down.
He's very cold, though. Very, very cold.
Now he's cold.
Bleeding and he's cold.
And he's also singed.
Yeah.
It's like I'm hot, and then I'm cold, and then I'm hot, and then I'm cold.
You're not even fighting this guy. You're just torturing him at this point.
Yes.
Burning him and then freezing him.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, Countess. Bring us home.
Bring us home. What are we going to do?
I don't know, but I can feel
Can I
us...
cast Bardic Inspiration before she starts?
Yes, your bonus
All right.
action at the end of your turn can be to cast Bardic
Then I
Inspiration
do so.
on the Countess.
All right.
You have all the inspiration.
And what do I get from the inspiration?
I believe it's a 1d6 that you can add to another roll.
So I would need to make some type of attack, which means Countess will swing at the bandit with her scepter again.
Okay.
For a 16.
A 16 hits?
That's 4. And then I roll a d6 again?
No, actually, the d6 gets added onto your attack roll, the first roll.
Oh, okay.
But a 4 is enough to kill the last bandit.
So her scepter just sort of comes down and bonks him on the head.
He did it.
Putting him out of his misery, frankly.
Yes.
It's cold.
You've silenced his screams of please, please, for the love of God.
Just do it.
Just
Oh.
Woo! Well, that was rather a mess, wasn't it?
Ladies' first fight.
Yeah, they definitely panned out a little bit more difficult than I had anticipated there.
I should like to think we could keep this a secret between us and,
Oh, certainly.
You can't let Team Short know.
No.
No.
Okay,
You don't
so
know.
you've defeated the bandits. You find yourself alone on the street with 2 corpses and a puddle.
I would like to investigate the corpses and puddle
Okay.
to see if we can find out where their boss is located. Perhaps they have a business card.
So I want you to roll an investigation check.
Okay. That is a 14.
So you find kind of the usual accoutrement that you would find on a bandit corpse / puddle. Daggers, swords, like the usual tools of the trade. But you also realize that each bandit had a necklace on which were strung 3 orc tusks.
Well, the Countess is going to take one.
Are you going to wear it?
Oh, she just likes collecting things that she picks up.
She can save it for the next time that she goes to the club to share with her friends.
Mm-hmm. It seems a bit gaudy for her. Despite the fact that she carries around a scepter as a weapon.
You just see the new craze in Waterdeep, orc tusks.
Okay, so Talia, thanks to your kind of like connections with various underworld entities from your time spent singing in lounges and nightclubs, you actually recognize this necklace as the calling card of the Thrice Tusk Brigade, which is the preeminent mercenary and goon for hire organization in Waterdeep.
Would you call them a brute squad?
Yeah, these guys are the Brute Squad. The ones you dealt with are like not the Brute Squad.
Yeah.
They are the
The interns?
yeah. These are the Brute interns.
Would you call them baby brute?
We were just saving it for the Brute Squad.
Yeah, these are baby brutes. So with that revelation, we will end tonight's game, and we'll pick it up next time with the Brute Squad.
It looks like there's new players in the game, a group of mercenaries sent to hamper the investigation. Will they succeed in waylaying Team Tall, or will our femme fatales find the missing singer, leaving more puddles of people in their wake? To find out, you'll have to tune in next time to Deep Trouble.
The Adventure They Wrote podcast is copyright 2018 AdventureTheyWrote.com and is licensed under the Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivative Works 4.0 International License. That means that you can share it, and we really encourage that, but you can't make any changes to it, and you're not allowed to charge for it. If you have any questions, visit creativecommons.org.